So this is the 36th monthly protest outside of Derwentside Immigration Removal Centre. For the last 3 years we've had a presence at the site every weekend. Every third Saturday it's a larger demo like today, and we organise these with two other groups, Abolish Detention and Durham People's Assembly. We're here in solidarity with the women who are locked inside. These are women who have sought sanctuary, who have been removed from their homes and their communities, and who are locked up inside Derwentside indefinitely. They have no idea when they may or may not be released. The centre was opened at the end of December 21 by Priti Patel, who on the day it opened changed the name from Hassockfield to Derwentside. Derwentside is known locally as an area of natural beauty, very clever politics, so it's very difficult to say no to Derwentside. We continue to say no to Hassockfield, close down Derwentside Immigration Removal Prison.
From what we know about the people who are detained here, they come from very, very diverse circumstances and backgrounds. I wouldn't say that there's necessarily a unifying aspect to where people are coming from or their circumstances. So we know that there are people who are detained who have been living in the UK, freely living in the UK for many years, in some cases grandparents who have grandchildren here. Of course, when they're detained here, they're then separated from their families and often very far from where their families are based, so getting visits and contact with their families is very, very difficult. So it's incredibly isolating for them. There are people who have had issues in renewing their visas, who have been still in the process of their seeking asylum or appealing the decisions around their asylum claims. And those people, for example, have very difficult times having access to immigration support, lawyers, interpreters, people who can support them in their legal process.
So I've been coming here for 3 years to get Derwentside closed down. I feel it's inhumane to keep women locked up for indefinite periods.
We are all so horrified by what's happening here that we feel that we need to have a presence, and we need to let the women inside know that there are people on the outside that are trying to support them. And change doesn't happen without confrontation, and this is a way of confronting the racism that's very prevalent. The local MP here is extremely right-wing, which is unusual in the northeast of England, but he's an absolute horror, and we would like him to know that there are people opposing things happening in his constituency too. The women who are imprisoned here have committed no crime. They don't know how long they're going to be locked up for. They're locked up a long way from their families. Even if they have children, they're locked up a long way from anybody that can give them support. And it's just barbaric. It's absolutely barbaric. It's like something that would be happening centuries ago.
I think it's a waste of money. I think it's a waste of space. I think it's a waste of the capacity of the people employed there. I think it's in terms of human rights, just completely ridiculous, the kind of thing that the detainees are having to put up with and put through in terms of their health, in terms of their mental health, both physically as well. Politically, just they shouldn't be kept there. There should be, as was talked about in the speeches earlier, much more humane alternatives that are more economically sound, but also that treat the women inside as people with dignity, with respect, and extending love, patience, and understanding, rather than just simply criminalizing them, treating them as the problem, and locking them up and just basically forgetting about them.
We're keen to work alongside incoming MPs to develop new policy around alternatives to detention. There have been small pockets of research initially sponsored by the Home Office and the UNHCR, which has shown that there are alternatives that can be developed. We think that's the humane and kind way to move away from immigration detention.